Alright boys, we are back and it's time for the last video of our Washington Capitals GM mode commentary. That's right, around 2 exits and John Carlson comes back right after we lose. Ugh, those damn 2 injuries, man. Losing John Carlson and more importantly losing Norbert Klein in that series absolutely killed us. Alright, we were up what? We were up 2-1 in the series in Game 4. Alright, we were leading 3-0 in the third period with Oscar Dansk in the net. Norbert Klein comes back right now. Oscar Dansk in the net, 14 minutes away from going up 3-1 in the series. And what happens? They get 3 goals in the third period to tie the game up. And then John Tavares, the captain, scores in overtime. Alright? And as soon as that happened, I knew it was over. As soon as that happened, I knew it was over. There's no way we were going to be able to win the next 2. With Oscar Dansk in the net and losing John Carlson as well. So, and freaking Pavel Datsyuk, man, he came back to bite us in the ass. And I was reading your comments, a lot of people saying that Pavel Datsyuk is going to become the new Dadonov. No. Dadonov was a no-name player, right? He came out of nowhere. Pavel Datsyuk, we know Pavel Datsyuk's a legend. He's a stud. Even though he was on the third line, it doesn't matter. He's still a stud. And you know what? I can't really be mad at Datsyuk. He was one of the big reasons why we did win that cup back 3 years ago or 4 years ago now, right? Remember the first line? They were all point-of-game players, Datsyuk, Backstrom, and Ovechkin. So I really can't be that angry with them. So let's go down here and just see what happened here. Look, Pavel Datsyuk actually retired, the New York Islanders. All right, go down here, and we didn't. Jarrett Stoll retired. Okay. Buffalo, blah, 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 blah. Alright, so, and I actually didn't see who won the Stanley Cup. So, in this video, we're going to do a wrap-up, alright? It seems like a lot of you guys want me to go on to a new team, which is all fine. 6 years was a lot of fun here in Washington. I don't think it was too short. I don't think it was too long. We got to see the young players get better, right? But I think it is time to move on to the new team. And look at that, the Stanley Cup champions, the Calgary Flames. Okay, so we didn't lose to the Stanley Cup champions, which sucks, but whatever. So we'll do a whole season wrap-up. We'll check out the awards, the playoff tree, our contracts, the scouting. We're going to do all that stuff. Now, remember, before I started up this, GM mode commentary, I think I set the GM length to 25 years, just because I don't like how it ends where you can't check anything after that. What I want to do is, I've already left office. I've already resigned. GM Superbman is gone, okay? But what we can do is we can just fool around, have some fun with the trades. We can pretend we're the next GM and pretend he's going into a rebuild. I know a lot of you guys wanted me to trade away Ovechkin, trade away Backstrom. Well, we can pretend that we're the next GM and just do it for fun right now. Again, my GM is over, all right? So anything that I do from now on is just for fun. The 6 years with Washington is over as of right now, okay? So nothing that I do after this is legitimate. It's not real. We're just messing around to have some fun, okay? So before we do anything, let me just check out our GM tracker. I seen one of the comments in the last one of the last few videos. You guys added up everything here, which is great. Here it is again, all right? All those wins, all those losses, overtime losses, points, all right? There was our 6 years. Pretty good 6 years, if I must say. Just these 2 damn first-round exits I hated, all right? Didn't miss the playoffs once. We were in the playoffs every single time. And it was a bit different than the Calgary Flames. It wasn't like we were going into a rebuild in the first 2-3 years and it would be a stud of a team in the next 3, 4 to 10 years, right? We had to try and become a good team because we had core players like Ovechkin and Backstrom that we didn't want to trade away. In year 1, if I wanted to go into a rebuild, we could have traded away those guys for like 2 grade A prospects and like a top 10 pick. But that wasn't the job description here in Washington, right? So, with what we had, I think it was a pretty good 6 years. Just these damn 2 first-round exits did suck. But if you look at it on paper, and you know, if I was to say to anybody actually, if I was to say this, in the next 6 years, your NHL team is going to win the Stanley Cup, win 2 President's Trophies, reach the conference finals, reach the second round twice, and reach the first round twice. Is that a good 6 years? To me, that's a good 6 years, especially because I'm a Leaf fan, right? If you make the playoffs once in the next 6 years, that's a good season. But I still think that's a pretty good 6 years there for Washington. Could it have been better? Absolutely. These 2 first-round exits I really don't like, but still, for what we had, for what the job description was, I think that was a pretty good 6 years, okay? So there you go. There's our stats for the 6 years. Now let us check out the playoff tree and the awards. We'll check out all that stuff. Playoff tree. Here you go. So the Calgary Flames, they beat the Boston Bruins. So we didn't even lose to the, we lost to the team that lost to the team that lost to the team in the finals. So not a really good playoff run. Remember what I said? I wanted that third round Game 6 or Game 7 appearance. We lost in Game 7 in round 2, all right? So not the greatest playoff run, but what are you going to do, all right? There's the Western Conference. All right, let's check out the awards. Hang on a sec. Awards. Okay, so Calgary, Ottawa, Colorado. Yeah, there we are 4 years ago now, the Washington Capitals. So it has been a while, all right. But we have, I think we won the 2 presidents. Yeah, so there you go. I mean, we have 1 cup and 2 presidents in the 6 years. Not too bad. Clarence S. Campbell, Prince of Wales. Art Ross Trophy goes to Jordan Eberle. Hart Memorial goes to Nicholas Backstrom. Really? Awards to the player judged most valuable to his team, Backstrom. All right. James Norris, Josh Morrissey. Back-to-back years, Lady Byng, Zach Parise, Calder Memorial, Michael Grant. Michael Granlund's only getting his rookie season in now? Really? Jeez, okay. Conn Smythe, Gabriel Girard, Vezina Trophy, Gabriel Girard. So maybe, damn, looks like Calgary's got a young goalie. Oh, maybe not a young goalie. Yeah, Vezina and Conn Smythe. Never mind. William M. Jennings, Enroth. Bill Masterton, Matthew Conan, and Frank J. Selke, Jonathan Toews. Ted Lindsay Award, Gabriel Girard. He won 3, Jesus. And Maurice Richard, Jordan Eberle. All right. So there you go. There's the awards. Playoff tree awards. I've done all that. Yeah, we've done everything. So, again, everything is already over, but let's just see what the scouting report for the upcoming draft is. Let's see if it's worth it to trade for the first overall pick. So Randy Steves, a sniper who's already 20 years old, a 20-year-old sniper. He's probably mid-70s or high 70s. You know, he's probably 1 or 2 years away from being really good if he's already 20 years old. So that actually looks like a very good first overall pick. And goalies, Montgomery, all right, 4-star, but we don't need goalies because Norbert Klein is our stud for the future. So Randy Steves, I might want to go after that first overall pick with a trade, okay? But we'll see. Hang on a sec. And last but not least, let's just check out contracts. All right, so we will take a look at our team going forward. So Norbert Klein going forward, he has to be re-signed this year, but he's our goalie of the future, only 25 years old, all right? You can keep him till he's 35, 36, 37 years old. You can let him retire on your team if he keeps playing good. So you know you have a starting, not even a starting, you know you have an elite goalie for the next 10 years here in Norbert Klein, all right? So we don't have any prospects goalies coming up, but we don't need them, all right? We don't need to draft another goalie for like 5 years, okay? So Norbert Klein is the man going forward. Defenseman, Josh Morrissey, he can play both positions, but he is our number 1 rated defensive prospect. But again, you put him on the offensive line, he can produce, all right? Carlson, Johnson, and Gardner, again, these guys can still have another 4 years, 5 years in them, no problem, right? But if you are going to rebuild, going to a full-on rebuild, these are some nice trading blocks, all right? They are in their high 20s or low 30s, so they are like in their the mid of their prime or the tail end of their prime, all right? But they're still well capable of being good defenders. So, again, it's up to the next GM to figure out if he wants a few more years of competitive gameplay or just to go on to a full rebuild right now. But you still do have a pretty good defensive core here for the next 2, 3, 4 years in Carlson, Johnson, and Gardner, and Alzner. Right? No problem there. But other than that, Dalton Thrower, he's coming up. He's kind of, he's filling up the top 6 now, only 24 years old. But other than that, really no young defensive prospects, if you don't count Morrissey. Obviously, Morrissey can play for us, and he's only 23 years old. But I'm talking about prospects coming up. We really don't have any, all right? So again, if you're going to go into rebuild, you need some defensive prospects. And forwards, let me just check them all out this way. Ovechkin, all right, still 93 years old, 93 overall. He's 32 years old now, though. So, again, you have him for like another 2 years, no doubt, but he's going to start getting worse eventually, all right? And when do you decide to trade him? We do have him for like another 7 years, but when do you trade him, all right? That's the next GM's decision, but we'll see what we can get for Ovechkin in the draft. Yeah, sure, we'll trade him. I know you guys want to see it. Backstrom, same thing, only 30 years old. You have him for another 4 years. Same with that defensive core. Again, you could still go forward with Ovechkin, Backstrom, and that defensive core for at least another 2 years. Try to win for another 2 years and then start the rebuild. That wouldn't be the end of the world either, but that's up for the next GM to worry about. Hart Kanen, same thing. You could trade him. Tyler Ennis, all right. He dropped to an 84, but that's fine because he could be a second liner, and his contract is up this year, so you could re-sign him for like $4 million. So he'll be worth it then. That's why I traded for him, because he only had 1 year left on his deal. deal. Mathieu Lalonde, again, he's still only 83 overall, all right, but 21 years old. Here's the thing with Mathieu Lalonde. It's time to make the decision with Mathieu Lalonde. Is he a career second liner, or do you want to make him like a high 80s overall player? If you do, you put him on the first line going forward, and by the time he's 24, 25, he'll be like 87, 88 overall. Guarantee you, all right? But if you're content with just having him on the second line, you can keep him there, and he'll stay around 83, 84, 85 overall, but he'll still have good second line numbers. So again, if you want to rebuild, Lalonde can play on the first line for you, and in 2, 3, 4 years, he'll be a stud. But he can play just on the second line for the next 4 years behind Ovechkin and Backstrom and be great depth goal scoring. Absolutely, all right? And he's still only 21 years old. 5 more years of getting better. So he's a good prospect going forward for us. Karlsson, same thing. These guys, you know, we can keep them. We don't have to keep them. Scheifele, all right, Scheifele really doesn't look like he's turning out to be much, so we could trade him. Go down here. Yeah, Domi is one forward prospect for us, all right, but still only mid-70s, 4-star. Keep going down here. Yeah, we really don't have any forward prospects either. So, all in all of our prospects are pretty much in their prime right now. The only 2 prospects that we do have are Mathieu Lalonde and Josh Morrissey. Really, those are the only 2 young guys like that are younger than 23 years old. Thrower as well. Yeah, Thrower can count there, 24. But these 2 guys are the 2 young prospects going forward. So you would need at least another forward prospect and another defensive prospect and a few first-round picks, okay? So that's what we'll do. We'll go into the draft and see what we can do here. So again, I've already ended. We're just going to have some fun here and just see if the next GM decided to do a rebuild, he could do stuff like this, all right? So that's what we're going to do here. So let's see who has the first overall pick. It is the Minnesota Wild. All right, so we have the 16th overall pick and the 21st overall pick. All right, so yeah, I want to go after that first overall pick. All right, so let's see if we can get it. I don't know if Minnesota's going to want to part ways with it. I don't really want to go too much for it, but we can see. All right, so they do want to give it up, so that'll be easier to get. That's good. And do they have any good prospect players? Not really, eh? They got 2 4-star players, Davies and Dumba. All right, let's see these 2 guys. Let me just grab them. Dumba. All right, so Davies is a center, 2-way forward, 4-star player, 70 overall. Again, not a bad player. All right, Davies and Dumba. Let's see. 4-star, 23 years old, 73 overall. He's not bad, but he's only 3 more years of getting better. You know, he looks like he could be a top 6 defenseman for us. All right. Yeah, that's not bad. So, first, Davies and Dumba. Now, who do they want back? That's the only thing. I got to get somebody. They want Norbert Klein. You're not getting Norbert Klein. Let's see. All right, so they want Backstrom, so that's perfect. So, say we decided to trade away Backstrom, right? We trade away Backstrom. Yeah, that covers that, but we're going to need one more player going back. Who else do they want? Karlsson, Lalonde, I'm not trading. Eric Johnson, could trade away Johnson. Oh, no, is that too much salary now? Why won't that go through? I don't know. Hang on. Let's see. If I get a cheaper player, would it go through? Karlsson? Yeah, it would. Okay, so I think Johnson's salary was just too much. Thrower? No, we got to keep Thrower going forward. Ricci, Teravainen. All right, all these guys down here, I could probably give up one of them. Let's see. Bystrom, I think I could give up. Defensive prospect. You know what? I give up my forward prospects because they're all 3.5-star players. We have so many of them. Let's give up this Ricci guy. Yep, give up Ricci. All right. Yeah, could go through. Maybe not, though. Can I add another player back? Ricci and Gordon. All right, that works. How about another player? Let me just see how many players I can add to this. Nordstrom. Yeah, okay, they can take a lot here. First, I'll get the first for Backstrom. That won't be a problem, right? But the only thing is, Davies and Dumba, the trade value doesn't look too much, but they don't want to give them up. So, again, this might be a little tough. I would have to give up... Yeah, I could give up all those guys. Yeah, I don't need any of those guys. Nordstrom, oh, wait, does Nordstrom have one? Oh, Nordstrom's got 1 year left. I couldn't do that anyways. So, Gordon, Ricci, and, like, forward, I have so many forward 3.5-star players. That's the reason, right? I mean, go down here. All these guys are, like, 3.5-star players. Let's see, like, Suter, Corriveau, Boyce Rotival, Bork, Stephenson, Nordstrom, like, Gordon, Teravainen, and Ricci. We have so many 3.5-star players. I can trade away a bunch. Oh, Scheifele I can give up. Yeah, we don't want Scheifele anymore. Yeah, and he's a 7-year deal. Yeah, so I can drop him right now. That'll save some room. There you go. All right. And you know what? I'll just give him a draft pick as well. The 21st overall. You know what? I'll just wait. This might go through the way it is. Let me add the 4th. This might. I don't know with Davies and Dumba. It might not go through. It might, though. All right, so Backstrom and a bunch of 3.5-star players that we're never going to use. All right, and a 4th for the first overall pick and 2 4-star players. Will it go through? It did go through. All right. We believe this transaction will contribute to our success here in Minnesota. So we are accepting your trade offer. Very nice. Next. Let's see here. Alexander Ovechkin. All right. Let's find a team that can take Ovechkin and that wants him. All right. So I want to find a team that wants him and can afford him. All right. A lot of teams that can't afford him don't want him. Ottawa wants him. They can't afford him. The Islanders want him, all right, so we could trade another player to the Islanders here. For John Tavares, no, that's not going to work. Do they have any top prospects here? Griffin Reinhart, but I think he's a little bit older now. Yeah, 24 years old. No thank you. Well, how good is he? Hang on. 24 years old at 79 overall. No thank you. No thank you. There are better prospects out there. He hasn't been played enough. Lapierre, Niederreiter, no. Find another team. New Jersey, Nashville. They have some salary cap. Do they have any players here on Nashville? Let's see. Not really. I want to find like Montreal wants him as well. Hang on. Let's see. Galchenyuk. Let's see. How good is Galchenyuk? 82 overall, 24 years. He's only got 2 more years of getting better. Offensive awareness is 91. He wouldn't be horrible, but I'm looking for younger players that I know will get really good. He looks like he might kind of top off around 85, 86 overall. Keep going here. No, they don't want them. Edmonton wants him. Ooh, another player to Edmonton. Let's see, who do they have? Oh, Hunter Shinkaruk. That might be perfect for Ovechkin. Let's see how good Shinkaruk is now. 79 overall, 23 years old, 4.5-star player. I mean, yeah, hell yeah. Yeah, that would be perfect. All right, so Hunter Shinkaruk. All right, for Alexander Ovechkin. Now, they're not, I can get a lot more back still. Hang on a sec. Taylor Hall. Why is Taylor Hall's trade value so freaking low? He only turned out to be an 83 overall sniper. Really? Holy crap. That is a crap progression for Taylor Hall. Clef Blom, blah, 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 blah. Taylor Hall, Yakupov, and the Nuge. All right, could I get Yakupov as well? Probably not. What about a first overall pick for next year? All right. And a second. And 2 more seconds. All right, let's just load it up. So Shinkaruk, Hunter Shinkaruk. A first. Whoa, what's that? Got a text message. Get out of here. Hunter Shinkaruk, the first overall pick for next year, the second overall pick for next year, and 2 second-round picks for this year. Right? I probably could find another team, but let's just see if it'll go through. Will it go through? No, still not. All right. I didn't want to trade him just for Shinkaruk. I feel like that's a little bit too lopsided for them. Because Ovechkin is 93 overall right now. I mean, I could find maybe another better team here. Hang on. Colorado, who do they have? Let's see. Landeskog and Siemens. Nah, don't want to get Landeskog. Dallas, nah, they don't want him. Edmonton, yeah, they want him. All right, let's just do it. Let's just do it for the hell of it. Why not? Shinkaruk, all right. And next year's first overall pick and next year's second overall pick, all right? So Alexander Ovechkin for Hunter Shinkaruk, a first and a second. Will it go through? There it is. We believe this transaction will contribute to our success here at Edmonton, so we're accepting your trade offer. Alexander Ovechkin has been traded off the Washington Capitals, boys. That is right. And last but not least, let's trade away Erik Johnson, all right, because he was the other older guy. And let's find a young defensive prospect, all right? Just go for defenseman. Let's see here. Bufflin, Bogosian, no. Vancouver, let's see. Do they have anybody? Nope. Toronto, Morgan Riley, no. Tampa Bay, do they have anybody? Hedman, no. St. Louis, no. San Jose, no. Pittsburgh, anybody? 23 years old. Roy, oh, Wright. Who's this guy? 21. 4-star player, tough guy? Hell yeah, Junior Wright. Get him. All right, Junior Wright, and I'll get that other young defenseman that was there as well. Hang on, let's see, where was he? Roy. Yeah, how good is this guy now? Roy. 75 overall, 4-star player. Hell yeah, there's another 4-star potential defenseman. All right, Wright and Roy for Johnson, and who else do they want? Let's see, who else could I give them? Hartikainen. I could drop off Hartikainen, but we can hold on him. Thrower. Go down here. No, really anybody else I can give. I could drop off Hartikainen. Let's see. Will they accept that? Are they over? Oh, they're over the cap. All right, Erik Johnson for Wright and Roy. I won't get that. No, there's no way I'll get that. Hang on. Let's see if there's any other better defenseman out there. I don't need 2, maybe just 1. That one guy was a defensive tough guy. mean, it wouldn't be bad to have, but let's just see if there's anybody else. This Yashin guy from this Yashin guy from Philadelphia. Oh, yeah, 4.5 star. He's only 69 overall, but he's getting better. The second overall pick, Robinson Yashin. Yeah, let's try to go after this guy. Robinson Yashin for Erik Johnson. Who else do they want? Klein, St. Arnaud. Hang on. Anybody in here I could give up? Ennis, Thrower, Domi, Davies, Teravainen I could give up. Let's give up Teravainen. All right, don't need any of those 3.5 star players anymore. All right, and... yeah, it's going to have to give up a little more because they don't want to give him up. That's going to be a tough player to get. Let me give up some draft picks for this as well. Remember, it's the second overall pick. So I'll give up the 21st and I'll give up the 16th, all right? Yeah, it's going to be a good player to get, trust me. So Erik Johnson, Teravainen, first and a 5th for Yashin. This still might not go through. Will it go through? No, still didn't go through. You see what I mean? Still didn't go through. So you know what? We'll actually skip on this. It's taking a little bit too long. I know the video is kind of going a little bit long. We'll skip on that. We just got Backstrom and Ovechkin traded. I'll draft this Randy Steves guy, right? Go to auto. Just see the contract situation. Let's see what that Randy Steves guy was. Let's see how good he was. Let me know how you guys felt about the Ovechkin for Shinkaruk trade and the Backstrom for... what's it called? The first overall pick in Dumba and Davies, right? But we only got one 4.5 star player in, what was his name? In Hunter Shinkaruk. We drafted a 4.5 star player in Steves, or whatever that guy was. But we are still lacking that 4.5 star player defenseman. All right, we could put Josh Morrissey back on the point, which would make us have that 4.5 star defenseman. But we now do defensively have a bunch of 4-star players, which ain't the worst. All right. So again, goalies. We got Klein. We have to re-sign him this year. Defenseman. We could just go forward with Morrissey, right? But now, who do we have? We got Thrower, who's a 4-star, 80 overall. Dumba, 4-star. All right, was that it? Yeah, I think that was it. Right. Okay, so we still do need some defensive prospects, no doubt about it. All right, and then now forwards, we got Hunter Shinkaruk, Steves. Oh my God, yeah, that first overall pick, I knew it. Look at that, he's already 83 overall. All right, so that's why we drafted him. All right, that's why I traded for the first overall pick. Jesus, this guy's already a stud. So you already have Shinkaruk, who could play alongside of Steves, the playmaker sniper, right there. All right, Domi, 4-star, Davies, 4-star, Lalonde, 4-star. All right, and then you go into the future. We still do have players that we could trade away. All right, Carlson, Alzner, Gardner, Johnson, Hartikainen, Ennis. Those are all still trading assets if you want to rebuild still. But look what we've done now. Look at our young prospects going forward. Shinkaruk, 4.5 star, 23 years old. Steves, 4.5 star, 20 years old. Morrissey, 4.5 star, 23 years old. And then 5 4-star players, all right? And an elite goalie that you have for 10 years. So, that's what I'm talking about. If the next GM wanted to do the moves that I just did, you can easily rebuild the Washington Capitals. All right, so there you go, boys. I'm going to come up with another video asking you guys which team we want to do. But go nuts in this video. What do you want to see? A rebuild? Contender? You know, you can come up with that, and then I'll give you guys a list of 3 other teams, all right? So Washington, I hope I did you guys proud with the 6 years that I was here. I had a lot of fun, all right? And if you guys have any opinions or any criticisms, actually, of anything that I did in the 6 years here in Washington, go nuts, all right? And the next GM mode should start up in the next week or so. All right, Washington, this is GM Superbman signing off.